Welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. That's kind of nice. That's not what I want. I want the new free games of the month. I just want to see what they are. Do I not get a new set of free games of the month? It's kind of messed up. Maybe the new month hasn't started yet. Anyway, we're going to get back into Honkai Star Rail tonight. Let's get rid of Discord. Just so I can save on some CPU. Bot is up and running. Login error occurred. Why is that? It's because it was on my phone at the same time. It's because I just suspended the game previously rather than shutting it at clip down. Yeah, so I did a lot of stuff off stream. So let me just quickly go over all of that. So now, if you go to my Amphorius list of maps, I've collected all the treasure chests. I've also collected all the nymphs and finished all of their prophecies as well. So I'm kind of like out of stuff to do again. So we need to actually go on with the story in order to unlock more maps so that I can actually go back to not playing the story. Technically there's still plenty for me to do. I like collected all the adventure missions in the game up until 3.4, but I haven't really like started most of them.
Share the good news with the whole city.
Hey there, Wobster.
The taste of celestial ambrosia.
That's not what I want. I want to, I guess I want to change my perspective. Yeah, there we go. Couldn't do the prophecy tablet or the west wind compass though. I don't know what you mean by the prophecy tablet, but the west wind compass, that one I just kind of clicked around until it worked. I did have a system for it that would have gotten me more than halfway through without any issues. So where we had just left off is we had witnessed Finon's early childhood, the destruction of Ada Silesii, and now we're we also learned that he and Cyrene actually made it to the end of their cycle, and then they were supposed to revive or create Iron Tomb, but they realized that they didn't want to do that because it would destroy planets, and you know they wanted to like stall for time. So in order to stall for time, they made the last cycle repeat again and again and again and again. And now we are in one of those cycles that repeated. Maybe the first one that repeated. It's not entirely clear in that regard.
Light up the dawn.
But we're like somewhere in a way that we've just recently met Hycelins, and we're about to like go on our way now. Oh, the blue tangram that gave you only a quarter of the image. I also had to look that one up as well. That was like one of the first ones that I had to give up on.
Light up the dawn.
Or like I didn't like understand it at all, basically, because I basically thought that the image, the quarter that I got, like looked unique enough that I was like, oh, this must be like, it must be super obvious and there's only one way that the image could possibly go with a quarter of this image looking like this. Because like, why would I have to go online to look something up, right? So I like tried a whole bunch of stuff for quite a while, but did eventually
We just washed it away and here it comes again.
gave up and looked it up.
The black tide is really no joke.
But the way to look it up is also kind of difficult because, I mean, I found it on the wiki, right? But the image that they showed me did not look like the image that I had. So I was very confused. I definitely die if I, like, try to fight these enemies fairly. If I move over to this direction,
Light up the dawn.
and I won't cause that to break, and then I can...
Light up the dawn.
Oops.
Light up the dawn.
So, like, I was even more confused. I looked up the item that was in my inventory, and the thing that they showed me on the wiki was not that thing. And I was so confused that I basically ended up accidentally looking up the complete answer rather than just looking up the image for how to, like, I didn't look up the other three pieces. I accidentally looked up the actual answer.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
First, call me
Don't
Anaxagoras.
kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
Okay. I thought that was going to be... She could have said, if the people that are taller than her bend in a way that they're still taller than her even after they're bowing. But no, she's like just being flowery with her language.
She really is down to earth.
Hey there, Litopia.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator...
There's probably going to be
allows
like
otherwise.
20 rules.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine.
I should switch to Bubbles while I'm in control of Finon. Complainer doesn't really fit in. Oh, you know what? Actually, he works... I think he works better with the Dream guy. Tuskpur. Yeah, he's more of a Tuskpur guy. Even though I know there's nothing back here, I'm compelled to do it. I can't help it. This is who I am. Oh, surprise, surprise, there's nothing back here. I knew there wouldn't be. We're not in the main map, we're in an instanced zone. They're sustenance anchors instead of space anchors.
Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
I wonder if he actually knows them.
Before that,
Or, I mean, I know that he knows them, but I don't wonder if they know him.
where is Her Majesty Saridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her. The Imperator decreed, the Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. It's a trap. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealence. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
This is
Nestia's
the
golden threads
infinite
will judge
cycle.
you and decide your fate.
As you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world.
This is after he and Cyrene started the infinite loop. And I think it's early on in this, towards the beginning of them starting their infinite loop.
So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady
That's not
Treeby?
quite what the quote, what the prophecy that we heard was, because this is a different cycle. Or maybe it's exactly the same one.
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treeby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out, because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saridra. And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement. The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate.
We
In
know
the
for sure that
original
this is not going to
history,
work.
There was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amphorius encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy, cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time. flickering light. The once dark path ahead seemed to become clearer. I proved myself. And in the long years that followed, I brought down the other titans. One by one.
Like
I could do
1,000
more than
years.
just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome? The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear?
Because I know they're all
Your
fakes.
difference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes?
I mean, probably.
Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive.
Okay, there's no way that mortal Finon that never had like the hero's journey that he went through is taking on 12 core flames Omega demigod Finon that's already gone through the whole cycle in once already. There's no way that this should win out well for Finon. Kazan is going to completely wipe the floor with him.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked.
And it did no damage because I was so good.
Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I can't remember anymore. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point.
Very on the nose with the Sisyphus reference.
Again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour. then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
But like, why? Like, he has the 12 core flames. Persuade the 12 crisis layers to recover all 12 core flames in a peaceful way. After verification, the unauthorized access did not have substantive impact on the experimental process. Why not? They didn't explain, like... I guess if they didn't explain why them completing Eranova in the first place would have caused the end of the world. Well, not... Well, yes, also the end of the world and the creation of... the Lord Ravager and all that other stuff. So I guess it's... Since they didn't explain why succeeding was a success, they don't really have to explain why this attempt was a failure, I guess. Life cycles of the 12 crisis layers were terminated strictly in the predetermined experimental sequence and successfully loaded into the buffer. Wow. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process and abnormal fluctuations were detected in his mind function. Yeah, that's pretty rough. So even despite everything, they still died in the same order even. But interestingly, Finon did not die in the first, or the precursor to the Eternal Cycle. Like, Finon died just now, at the end of this cycle. Okay, I get to actually read all these. This actually might be worth reading. Alright, let's see here. So, he tried again, and didn't do anything. And number 3, minor adjustments detected. So, don't let your allies die. Didn't matter, though. Terminated normally in sequence. I mean, one crazy thing, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? No, it does actually matter. Because I was going to say that at some point in time, you could just, like, you know, kill one of the crisis areas early, and then they'll be killed out of order, and that would at least mess up something. But you probably don't want to intentionally kill your allies, and it would probably make it difficult for the other crisis heirs to do it. The key is regressed this extrapolation process. I don't really know how to read that word, or read those words. Like, regression has something to do with, like, you know, I'm thinking like linear regression, or maybe like regress as in like went backwards, or went caused it to regress. The extrapolation is just like figuring out what the future is, and process is process, but like those 3 words together doesn't mean anything to me. Scepter, so I was running a program is near 100%, he keeps on going, stay back to like 99.5. Yeah, that's true. And if it reaches 100%, then it finishes and creates the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb. Okay, Castellan attempted to decompile the Black Tide for the first time, aiming to elevate the access privileges and execute unauthorized access authorization operations against specific subjects represented by the 12 Chrysosayers. So basically, he tried to stop the Black Tide altogether. Still didn't work. 11th attempt to go through the core. Oh, no, he's not caring as much about his allies this time. So basically, he's kind of going crazy here. Admin notes.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
He wouldn't even believe in Titans. Why would you let him
Can't give
think
you
he
an
would believe in
exact
Aeon?
explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
He should take a break for a cycle. If he does nothing, it'll play out just like the first cycle, right? You spend 999 years relaxing on the beach somewhere. Well, the problem is if he comes in like really, really late, like imagine in the very last year, he kind of just shows up as a second Finon. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm here to take the core flames, and like, he explains all the stuff, and then there'll be like, what have you been doing for the past 1,000 years? Like, it wouldn't be a good look for him. Maybe if he had Zagreus's powers, and he could like run trickery or deception, then he could like trick them or like have a disguise of some sort, like Cypher did when she pretended to be the figure in black. But there's a good chance that like the other Crisis heroes just like don't trust him, and then he would basically have to kill them anyway, which he probably wouldn't want to do. But he's already killed a lot of his friends at this point. At least he's killed himself once.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble Titans have no reason to refuse.
Now, that's a pretty good idea. Wait until no one but Finon is left, then just kill him and take the world flame, or the world-bearing core flame. No one would ever know the difference, because they would say, hey, Finon, go get the core flame, and then, you know, this Finon just shows up at that time, grabs the core flame, and then that's fine. Actually, one thing actually will be completely different here, because Cyrenes actually doesn't survive Aetus Elysiae in every subsequent eternal recurrence, because she's like outside of the story. So I think it would be interesting to see what happens without any intervention from Finon. Like, would he even like make it out of the town? Would all the things still happen? Because I guess for the most part, things did. That's kind of the recursion that we're in, or the cycle that we're currently in. But not quite, because at that point in time, Kazlana had become the Flame Reaver, and was like messing things up all along. And so it was like a little different. It's not like there was no interaction.
Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
It's not countless. This is 134 right now.
Let's go.
Like, calm down, Finon.
If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me.
134 is a lot, but like, countless times, really?
Total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
So dramatic.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
Countless times.
If you're talking about in past cycles,
You were already much luckier than the other students. Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought.
As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, cat girl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
here we go. Again.
Core Flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the grove with nothing but empty threats?
Gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I like you. As a return favor, please come Cersei's core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
Would it be bad to just like let this happen? Like, I don't have any issue with Bartholos and Cypher taking the core flame of reason. I suppose I'm gonna be forced to pull it back in order to progress the story, but like, this is fine. I don't see anything wrong with this storyline. Why am I getting a tutorial for this for the first time? Oh, I guess technically this could be the first time in the story that you've ever had the Spirit Thief. Meaning that if you don't explore anything at all and have never opened a treasure chest in all of Emporius, it's all the way in 3.4 now. Like 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, now 3.4. Like 10 maps. You'd be like, whoa, I've never seen this before. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treeby never managed to teach me Orynyx's miracle. But along the way, I learned a thing or two.
So like anyone could just learn this, huh?
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Want to hear what the failure text is.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
No failure text. Okay.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
What happened in the original
You've
timeline?
arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
Zagreus? Who's Zagreus?
What? You know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save. You sing better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest
Ooh.
disaster Emporius has ever known.
Oh, those words are kind of a deep cut.
How strong you are. You're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
Ooh, he should not have insulted.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is
1,596.
yes.
You just keep the core flames when you go to the next area?
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair. How is that even possible?
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they can still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
It's a little dark.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine.
I still think that Zagreus won that one. Finally had to resort to violence.
And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brett, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body. Cat ear thief, run! Go find Aglaya! This little brat is not a threat we can deal with just by ourselves.
He's right.
A future will come. I'm fine. Existence is of no consequence.
I'll give it back.
No other choice but forward. For tomorrow. A future will come. For tomorrow.
It's not time to use that yet.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end.
Really?
Over.
That's messed up. You keep on killing him over and over and over again?
No longer stirs anything in my heart.
What do you mean?
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes.
It doesn't have to play out that way. Just don't kill him.
And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more. Exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning. Yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cyphara. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path.
Yeah.
It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames.
So in 134 cycles, he's already gotten to the point where he will callously kill Cypher, of all people, to take the core flame away. So I know I suggested I suggested early on that eventually he could kill some of his Chrysos heirs out of order. And my argument against that was, well, maybe he won't want to kill Chrysos heirs, but it seems like he's really far beyond that point already.
For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
Is that canon? Did he actually destroy Delos?
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist, or accept fate, and hand over the core flame to me.
Wow, this is...
Even if it's futile, you. We all have the right to choose.
He's like on full villain. It did not take that long either. Like 134?
Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
Like 134 is a lot because like each one of these cycles is at least 1,000 years, right? But like during this time, he hasn't even like chatting with the people and like missing his friends and like building connections and being sad to see them go. Like it took within like let's see, what was that? Before 42. By the time he got to 42, had basically given up on saving his friends and had gone to worked on trying to just destroy the Black Tide. And then even in number 1, like the very first cycle that he did when he got all 12 core flames immediately, he still let all of his friends die in the Black Tide, which is crazy, right? Like it didn't even take one cycle, really. Like he basically came in with the knowledge of the entirety of history and still just like had already become basically had a god complex.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the traveler and the scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear.
Well, I know that he didn't like intentionally kill them, but like the Finon of that world was like, how come you didn't shed even a single tear when all your friends died? Like losing 12 friends or 11 friends over the course of 1,000 years is a lot, I guess. I guess you would eventually kind of just get over it, but I don't know.
Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value.
Does this mean that it's all Aglaya's fault for like coaching him to be like this?
Reduced to ashes. Such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
Decision weight for avoid sacrifices of past companions, basically 0. Over synchronicity risk detected. I mean, I guess maybe he doesn't know that the sequence matters because this is like the computer making a log of this, and the Chrysalids are still dying in order. But like, I don't know, Finon. Like, you're really trying the exact same path every single time. Why don't you visit the Chrysalids out of order? Why don't you try to find death immediately, or like take out the sky for the first time, or like be there when Celerosis first fights Aquila, and team up with her or something. Like, I don't know, just like do anything different. Like he really did 134 in a row and immediately has gone straight to murder. Was over synchronicity. Probably if well, I don't actually know what it means, but but I'm guessing based off of context is that they're worried that eventually he'll just start doing the exact same thing over and over again, which would be bad because then you would actually be in an infinite loop. You wouldn't actually make any progress. Like imagine if you were doing some sort of machine learning algorithm and it was like learning things and setting variables based off of optimization towards whatever goal you were trying to reach, and like you hit a local maximum but it wasn't like a good like a real maximum, then you would just kind of like stay there and you wouldn't like go any further. All right, let's see. So 5297. So this has been going on for a while. Oh no, with the trend of acceleration noticed, he's killing them even faster. He's just still trying to go through the black tide. Yeah, he's subject strategy is now nearly identical to the eternal recurrence number 42. So he hasn't even like changed his strategy for the past 5,000 cycles. And now he might not even have the mental capacity to think about doing something differently. So these are all just the same ones. Is there some significance between these? They're 31 apart. Are they always 31 apart? Yes, they're always 31 apart. So somewhere along the line that he decided that it was more important to try to fight the Black Tide than to save his Chrysos heirs. So we're at like 108,000 right now, but this is out of 33 million.
Deliver.
What's interesting about all of like the story so far is like I've gotten a lot of spoilers through like Hoya Lab and YouTube and like the official programs themselves, but somehow a lot of this is still very new to me. One thing that's very new to me, so like I had heard all over the internet that Finon had this like 33 million, 34 million cycle thing going on, right? But the sentiment of the player base seems to be like, oh, poor Finon, he had to go through such a terrible thing, right? But like, he only went through the terrible thing maybe one time. And then after that, he was just kind of like okay with his friends dying and all this other stuff. Like, is there actually any suffering going on from Kazlana? I don't think that there is, and I don't think that he's being very sympathetic right now. I mean, he's a flawed character, and that's like good character design, but like, I don't think that you're supposed to feel bad for what Finon has become. Maybe you should feel bad for like the pre-eternal cycle Finon who had his family died and realized that it was all a sham and he was going to destroy the world. And maybe you should feel a little hopeful for cycle 1 Finon Kazlana. But I'm really early in, like 130 in, like 42 in, and I'm like, yeah, he's like a villain. He's like the villain of the story now. He's not the hero anymore.
Even after going through 108,000
like, this is not the protagonist.
Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. It always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot. And the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human,
Once.
or else the destruction will completely consume me.
Oh. Yeah, he has to remember this feeling, remember that he was once human.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack
I wonder
off.
what changed.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Because, I mean, I guess maybe he descended more and more into madness. Because, like, this is only 100,000 in. And we have to get to 33 million. So he probably actually just goes completely mad and like, blanks in the mind. Or maybe it was the fact that when we met the Flame Reaver in the Grove, that was already us changing the story at that point. Because we were there to help out to defeat him the first time. Because the way that the story is presenting itself, like, there should not have been really much of a Chrysos war, Chrysos flame chase journey for us to even help with. But I'm sure it's just that he goes crazy and becomes Flame Reaver, though.
Left with just one. The Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the Flames of Strife.
Also, just gonna note, this Maide seemed like he was very okay with taking on the title of king. This is a good Maide here, not the Maide from our cycle.
One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance.
Well, this one he's just standing still. What's up with that? My fine on.
Behold, the last Kremnos festival has begun.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like the fragmentation and all the after images of the past cycles. Encoder was like a really weak boss. Like he can't kill me. Well, he does have that one move where he like super kills you based on you're taking a portion of your max HP.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish. Oh, glory. I salute you.
That's all I ever wanted.
I don't think he lives this at all. I get several turns before he gets to go.
Hail the new dawn.
Empty shell. So without substance. Your son tear the sky. Empty shell.
Doja. Kyrios.
I just get to keep on going? Alright, well.
Hail the new dawn. So without substance. Empty shell. Sun, tear the sky.
Mightimos. Let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn your curse of immortality!
You may crown yourself.
Story's pretty good. I like it. A little slow to start with, you know, the first cycle.
I shall once again block your path. Deliverer, I wish you eternal victory.
Is that a compliment in Crimnoan, or is that an insult?
108,642nd core flame of strife fell into the fire. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loom, and pain and despair spread across distant land. The blaze was still not enough. It had to be fed. Even if it meant burning this body to ash.
Aglaya lost her humanity after 1,000 years of having one core flame. Oh, 2 million in. We're still not even like
No matter
most of the
how
way through.
bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot reach. Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blinding. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the nether realm of the next life.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We have long since lost the right to seek warmth. Only by feeding the flames can we melt that hopeless future.
He's not even like
Allow me
talking
to
like a
ask.
hero.
How many core flames do you carry now?
12 million? 42 million? 24 million?
41,183.
Such a heavy burden.
Let me
So
touch you.
that's why you've turned into this. A broken
It wouldn't
idol.
even matter. He already has the authority of death.
No
2
matter.
million deaths even.
I will bear this burden as long as you hand over the core flame of death.
Alright, here you
I
go.
must refuse. As the demigod
Should have just
of
tricked him.
death,
Should have walked up and said, here you go, and
I
then just
cannot
grabbed his
watch
hands.
You walk into a fate more cruel than death.
But this way,
That's out of character for Castrus.
present and future will never again suffer unnecessary death.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely done it because you've killed 2 million cycles worth of people.
You are not the Finan I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, still, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
Turning his blade against
Painful.
Castrus.
I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand that my resolve is not to be underestimated. Even Kethali cannot shape all things at will. nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone, not even a god. And it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, to overcome the trial and take the authority of death. I am the Hand of Shadow, Casterus, the demigod of death. Listen closely, deliverer from days past.
This is such a nice speech.
Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy deaths. At this crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
This is a clever way of doing all of this. We also have to kill Hyacinth as Aquila. Or the other ones. We already killed Cypher and Anaxa. We have to kill Aglaya as well, and Tribby. We've already killed ourselves as well.
No matter how
Are there any others? Saradra and Hycelins? Hycelins?
for tomorrow. I'm fine.
I ask you to rest here.
Alright, I should totally do like lose here. I don't even get a choice. I just have to immediately fight and I get a full heal too.
Raging fire must burn that idol of destruction to the ground.
Hail the new dawn.
All of this. How is it any different from that brutal future?
Exactly.
So without substance. Empty shell. Your sun tear the sky.
I can't keep him here.
Empty shell. Hail the new dawn. All stars burn to ash.
Is this HSR's solution to players that can't beat story bosses?
So without substance.
Just give you an unkillable.
Win. I must try.
Let this be a tribute to your million struggles, fought time and time again.
With this newborn sun, tear open the sky.
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphorius that's to come. 2,003,432 cycles. 24,041,184 core flames. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away.
Like 2 million's a lot.
here, as always.
Like the I know I was giving him a hard time about like 134. 134 is literally nothing, but like 2 million is a lot. That's so many. And each one of those is 1,000 years. I mean, not all of them is 1,000 years, because some of the time he just killed all of his friends immediately. Like, I don't know what his plan is going forward. Like, I guess he's trying to get enough power through the core flame in order to overpower the scepter and... Oops. Nope, don't want to cancel that. He wants to get enough power through the core flames in order to, destroy the Black Tide, overcome the Scepter's programming, like, something. Like, his plan is not that clear to me.
You're still lingering deep within me, never fading away. Because you haven't completely abandoned hope. Am I right?
You can't convince me that this guy is, like, has any shred of decency in him still.
For the true hero to come and save us. If that thread of hope exists, it must come from beyond this world. From the true starry sky. But if it's just a traveler with no connection to Emporius, they may not understand our struggles, nor be willing to join this fight. Your thoughts are wavering. The mark of destruction is deepening. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional courage and goodwill still emerge. So, never forget what set you on this path.
Just keep on doing resets.
How many times has it been? Remind me again.
4,000,001.
It's a bit fuzzy. 4 million. Exactly. Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than ever. Yes. When I first forged the 12 core flames into one, I had the same impression. The destruction. A power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart and consume this world, this wretched prison. I thought that was it. The ultimate power which nothing could surpass.
And now he has 48 million of them.
This fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. I suppose it won't be long. Perhaps just a fleeting 10,000
It won't be long, a fleeting 10,000 years.
Reduced to nothing but char.
Once upon a time, he was saying that he had done something countless of times when it was 134. But now, it won't be long, and it'll be a fleeting 10,000 years. So I guess that's only 10 cycles, I guess, but... Yeah, this is, a good bit.
Happens, your long struggle will finally come to an end. No. I've already found a way to keep the cycles going. Mind sharing it with me? In every new cycle, a new me is born. All I have to do is push the next finite to the end of the world. And then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories, and carry on the path I started.
Oh, interesting. So, I mean, for, like, power reasons, there's no reason for, like, Cycle 1 Finon to be able to defeat Cycle 0 Finon. But the way that they're explaining this is when one Finon kills the other, they take on the memories of the other one. So they're opening up the possibility that at some point in time, like not at some point in time, during that first interaction, it could have possibly been that Cycle 1 Finon killed Cycle 0 Finon, but then he would have taken over his memories anyway, and it always is going to be Kazlana that that does the thing. But also that messes up one other theory that I had, because I thought that us being here was what allowed us to defeat the Flame Reaver and finally complete the cycle. But apparently Finon always kills the Flame Reaver. And so that's not... so far we haven't seen what difference we made in the story yet. Well, obviously we're going to get it as we continue the story, but yeah, I'm trying to predict the future of the story without actually looking it up or anything like that.
Bold plan, but risky. What if one day the next you refuses to follow the same path?
Well, you've got 4 million memories worth of Finon.
How can you ensure the continuation of the cycles? If it were Professor Anaxa or Aglaya in my place, maybe they'd come up with something smarter. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything on the next Finon, and trust that he makes the same choice I did.
That's wild.
But even in
You're telling me that
Resurrection prison, luck is still sometimes on my side.
28 million other Finons
I
all
never
thought
forget
to
what
do
set
the same
me on
thing?
this path. Wait, you mean
He really is simple, huh?
ever since I committed to this plan, not once in millions of cycles has there ever been an exception.
Cyrene dies. We do know that in our cycle, the Flame Reaver killed Cyrene, along with everyone in the original. So we're now 10 million or 9 million away.
Do this, Lord Finon. As the demigod of the sky, a healer of Twilight Courtyard. I will heal you.
No, this is especially bad.
A black tide. It's consuming you. You can't hold out much longer, demigod.
She's supposed to be the psychologist,
Over the
psychiatrist,
core flame. Let's put an end to this suffering.
and seeing him in such pain.
Now, that just won't do. A healer should stay composed in front of those suffering from illness. Shouldn't they?
Hyacinthia.
$12:30, huh? This is a good place to stop since I actually have control over my character on the map and we're not like locked into, you know, it's been 90 minutes of just straight dialogue. Well, not straight dialogue, but almost straight dialogue. If I go backwards, does that go away? Nope. So that was Aglaya.
I swear, deaths won't be in vain. Just as they've never been.
Sunlight drive back the shadows. Brings tomorrow to this world.
Like, did he really kill 1,000 Trivias multiple times? We still need an Anaxa and Castris.
Finish the sun's work.
That's good. I mean, they don't have much. They're working with what they've got though. Like the turnaround right as I got to approach her.
I believe in you. You are the Chrysos heir of world bearing. The one who can lead us. Lead this world.
There's actually like movement. This is like a cutscene thing.
Within the sun upon your shoulders.
I mean, I guess the mouse usually move.
Part of that warmth that should come from you. From an ordinary person. It's so faint.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker compared to the blazing fire of divinity.
Even so, don't cast it away.
And not to ruin the illusion, but they're not showing the eyes probably because they don't actually have the animation ability to make the eyes as intense as they need to be for these scenes. They're probably still like Hyacine's giant big eyes instead of like the scared or concerned that she should have. And like there should be light loss in Kazlana's eyes here.
Even though the divine fire burns so fiercely that every time I return to the start, it devours me in an instant. Each cycle, it's your wishes that guide me to the end, that pass the flames to the next me. Over and over.
So that explains why he can't kill Aquila last.
You're not just a lone spark in the dark. You're a pyre built from the bones of all the selves you've left behind. But what about you? What about your wishes? The wishes of all the countless versions of you. Lord Kazlana. So that's how it is. Without flaw. That is the flaw the golden blood gave you. The most fatal flaw of all, isn't it? The moment you took the world upon your shoulders without hesitation. You lost the chance to ever be yourself.
Now that is an unexpected revelation. And I suppose that makes me the perfect fuel for the flame of deliverance, doesn't it?
No. An empty flame saves no one. But I still believe in you, Deliverer. Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight. I'm neither strong enough to command the wind and rain, nor willing to end this absurd struggle by letting the sky fall. The only thing I can do is become one with the sky itself. And then, may the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun in shades it has never known. May they bring Amphorius, a rosy-fingered dog. Though the light has grown dim.
Alright, don't even get the other stages.
Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
Once again, have no control.
Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire.
Constant's blood veins. Crushed and torn.
Hurts. The fire. Burning.
Hail the new dawn. Feel
Guess I should never counter, huh?
Let the sky merge with all this world's suffering. Farewell, Hyacinthia.
Yes, your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose. The sky fell. The 23,570,000th cycle came to an end. And this time, the end of the flame chase remained the same as ever. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. So pure it consumed all in its path. This was the end of the world, and the start of the next. For a moment, I saw the destruction of the universe. That being known as Iron Tomb, its will to break free from the black tide burns fiercer than the blazing sun. Is this Amphorius's wrath? If its choice has already been made, if fate is set in stone, I will still never yield to it. 23,570,000 cycles. 282,840,000 core flames.
These numbers don't even mean anything anymore.
No more chasing is needed. And now, I am the fire at the end of the long night. The flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a revolution. An all-consuming transformation. And if destruction is the only way, then let me be the one to step across the ashes of the old world and burn endlessly. Until another dawn rises on the distant horizon, bringing the true dawn to Amphorius.
One eternal recurrence until the end of the world. So this is the most recent thing that happened right before we started. Right before we showed up.
33,550,000.
Oh, 337. Okay, so this is our cycle.
This is the cycle you're about to enter. Countless memories are flooding in. Countless versions of myself have stood here, facing the same choice. They all needed a moment, just like you do. To stop, to breathe, to process the weight of 1,000,000 lifetimes worth of sorrow, pain, and struggle. And just like them, you will carry those memories and that fire into the chaos of rebirth.
So I'm willing to just like suspend disbelief and just say that, you know, if the game tells me, yeah, you actually remember all millions of those memories. I know that he doesn't actually remember those millions because when he was self-narrating, he was like, oh, Kozlana killed himself, I don't remember which one killed who. Or like, you know, Anax and Cypher were killed or gave me their core flames, I don't remember whether it was by choice or whatever. So yeah, there's like some fuzziness in the memories, right? but like I can't remember things from 20 years ago. And every one of these cycles, these, 33 million cycles, is 1,000 years long. And he actually is like gaining the memories of all the things that happened in that time. I feel like there has to be some sort of upper limit to how much memory one person can actually have, right? Like, Tribby was losing her memory right before she died. Not like Tribby, but which one was it? Trinan? One of those two? Like, I feel like... I don't know. Memory in this game is different anyway, because Ting Yun was saying that, Mara struckness has to do with, the emotional buildup of the things you've done in the past. Like, they aren't really memories, but they just kind of leave an imprint on your soul, so to speak. She didn't use such flowery language for it, but, in this world, memories are like physical somewhat. They're, because they're actually memoria. And there's like an aeon of remembrance that causes memories to linger, or like freezes memories in place, and like light cones are memories stuck in physical form, and they're dream bubbles and things like that. So it's like not a one-to-one. So it's best to just kind of accept that, yeah, he actually remembers all the things that happened. But if this actually happened to someone, like someone actually in a time loop like this, like Groundhog's Day or, Palm Springs, or, one of those other types of time loop movies, most of the characters kind of just like forget a lot of the stuff, and they only kind of remember the arcs and like the highlights along the way. And they certainly don't keep track of how many actual cycles there are.
I must go and bear this burden.
No time, no hesitation whatsoever.
Goodbye to you, and then fight the destruction with destruction. Yes, that's always the decision you make. I will burn and fade away. I will become the flame reaver of this life, and keep my promise to Cyrene. I will kill gods and comrades alike, and steal the core flames. And even if my mind turns to ash along with my body, I will keep my purpose in mind. I will stop Era Nova. I will find the next me, and make him carry on this futile endeavor of 30 million lifetimes. Looks like you're ready.
Here's your black
And I
cloak,
should be
here's your
going too.
mask.
Where are you going? You only exist in my heart. There's nowhere else for you to go.
It's probably Cyrene.
Do you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The deliverer in the prophecies. A real, living, breathing person. You finally found her. Friend. I see. You were there all along.
I was not there all along.
I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home. This is my flame chase journey. You were never meant to be a part of it. No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from Amphorius' fate, then it will bring ruin to the worlds beyond the sky. And all these countless lifetimes you've spent, it's all been for the sake of defying that end, hasn't it?
Is the Lord Ravager even that bad? Like, there are other Lord
Lots of
Ravagers that already
cycles,
exist.
I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever changes. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage. A vessel of hatred. I never had a choice.
Also, this kind of explains a lot of the context here, like why we're able to actually go into these memories. So when he killed Flame Reaver, but it was actually Finon, then he gained all those memories, but like somehow, maybe because we were gazed upon by Fuli, we get to see the memories as well. So like, this is him experiencing all the memories, and we're also experiencing all the memories, and now we're all caught up in this, like, you know, the next eternal cycle.
I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, this is the only path. But this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint but undeniable. The shape of dawn, breaking through the eternal night. Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with. Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel? Each of you weighing what you held dearest. What weighed more than the fate of the world? And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me. What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer you found in your own heart. Do you still remember it?
I don't. That was like 3 weeks ago. But this guy remembers millions and millions of lifetimes.
The past and become the hero of tomorrow. What weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future. Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade. You arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very moment. In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you saved world after world without hesitation. That boarding pass on your chest is now the mark of a hero. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. Then the world we leave behind, this world, my home, where hope still lingers. Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and rewrite its doomed fate.
How? Like, that's the one issue that always happens. Like, we don't know how to do that.
case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if she takes on the weight of the whole world, she'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn.
So we're the deliverer of this cycle.
One will step into the future. One will remain in the past.
Well, if the hero within leaves Finon, then like he doesn't have the hero within anymore.
Strike down the gods with Dawnmaker. Perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken.
Oh, this is where we get the YouTube video from, probably.
Forever being born. Then these 30 million cycles will have not been in vain. It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here.
Is this the end of the story? No way, right?
Chase journey.
I mean, we've been sitting here for like 2 hours, but
Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned.
this feels kind of end of the story.
Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path. Just like the countless versions of me before. Unwavering is all.
I was not planning on finishing 3.4 during the stream, but it could happen.
Tell me, will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burns to ash.
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my body turns to dust. Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. Remember their final wishes. And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you. Fuel you. Until it burns away the false sky above. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Carefully will never forget this.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end.
fulfill my final destiny. The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Someone like you. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali, and a symbol of all heroes. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name accompany you in my place, in the epic you write with your own hands.
Another attempt, another failure. I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of history, but I will still place the choice before you.
Why do I feel like it would just be
If
easier
you've
to
lost
just
count, let me tell you.
kill Iron Tomb
This is
after
the
he's emerged?
33,550,000,
Like, we defeated Phantalia.
336th
Apparition.
ending.
A perfect number.
There's no way that number's a perfect number.
Poetic. You and I both know the truth. In all these
He must mean like
futile
the English perfect, not the mathematical perfect. I'm not gonna bother looking it up.
Changed. If the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace your fate with dignity? Your silence lasts longer than ever, Lord Fine. Shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles is finally starting to fracture?
Fracture? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past lives, and I remember every conversation before every choice here. And yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. If you had any hope of breaking me, you should have spent those endless cycles refining your rhetoric. You
Sassy.
had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. The score: 33,550,336 to 0. So tell me, Lycurgus, who's the real loser here?
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world. I can wait for you at the end of history another billion times, and another billion after that.
Which is a lot of, like, we're in the 33 millions. If you did all of that 3 times over, we would only just barely hit 1 billion. Like, billions of times and another billion after that is crazy. But a billion is like so many times.
But you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish. But we both know the moment that score shifts from 0 to 1. That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova. That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova.
Pian? I've never heard that word before.
Lord Finan.
Your incompetence deserves But what truly makes me laugh is your utter lack of self-awareness. Think about it. In this story, who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one shackled to mindless vengeance, mistaking courage, the courage to rebel against the gods for foolishness?
Oh, Lycus is getting heated.
Perhaps you're right. Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. But even so, I will never accept the mercy of your release. Because you are both a prisoner to the gods and to me. And tell me, what right does a mere prisoner have to speak of fate and choice?
Yeah, he is definitely not the
What right does a mere
protagonist.
prisoner have to look upon my fury?
I think Lygus wins, right?
You know this is pointless. You can't kill me.
Lygus claimed that he would be able to take on Madame Herda, and that he was an emanator of erudition or destruction or something like that. So I think that even with all this Titan power and like being Pathstrider of Destruction, I don't think that he would actually be able to take on Lygus outside of the simulation.
Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm the gods keep as a pet. Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every Titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers. Divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my will. But I endured. In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. The painful emptiness almost swallowed me, forcing me to stop fighting. But I endured. In the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. My rationality had been burned away at the dawn of the era. Yet even with only this shattered body remaining, I still endured. In the 23,570,000th cycle, this time, I felt it. A tiny spark rising in the hollow cavity of my chest, different from the obsession with deliverance. By its faint glow, once again, no, countless times again, I endured. Now, a sun is about to fall, ready to incinerate this absurd space-time dimension in an instant. That sun is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will, drowning again and again in your golden blood. The very essence of this world's suffering and despair, fused into the purest hatred, the fiercest rage. Nook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just as you wish, let the fire burn!
Oh, please play the song.
The blazing sun of destruction. Then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And let this rage burning futilely for 30 million epochs
He didn't reset. Not only detected destruction, energy, Nanook surging, Kazlana. Also, this is the one of the first few times that he actually mentioned Nanook. This is why we needed the anomaly arbitration. Yes, excellent. The YouTube video that I've been referencing for quite a while. Could have had young Finon in the game as a character model at least in those early stories.
Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
I think that's another one of the Lord Ravagers. What benefit was there for turning off his other one? That's a pretty powerful feat. He scratched in the nook. And it healed back, but you know, that imagery kind of looked like a teardrop almost. Very well done. Like all this animation stuff, that could be like all the cutscenes where they're just kind of sitting and talking.
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes.
It'll never
I can't
happen.
fulfill them.
send them on to tomorrow.
That's got to be the end of the story, right?
Harbors wrath. You yearn to destroy everything. You bore the gaze of an eon and lived. You have stepped onto destruction's path. It is born at the end of every path that the possibility of new paths being born is ended. It burns away all in the cosmos who rule. That the rules of the cosmos be destroyed. Iron Tomb is your name. The Lord Ravager to destroy the erudition. Born in the experimental grounds of eons, Amphorius, destined with erudition to burn to cinders. I have prepared a present for you, Nikos 496. It is a fury called
Who's Nikos?
Finan. From the beginning of the experiment, there were 12 sets of factors incorporated into the calculations. After endless simulations, only this one rose above the rest. After 33,550,336 iterations, now his fury has grown to be without equal. This is a matter of considerable interest to me. This pure hatred is the final root of the equation. But there is another variable. The nameless from beyond the sky. Also a pathstrider of destruction.
Very true.
Give thanks for her arrival, allowing Amphorius to turn once more. But after fate has begun to turn, her existence will become an unpredictable variable. Perhaps the time to take the stage has come. Grow in peace until it is time to break free from your cocoon. As for those unwelcome audience members, you need not worry. If you
So this is where Admin Lygus steps in to try to kill us
get rid of them
for the sake of Iron Tomb. Visitor verification. Override protocol engaged. Access approved. So this is us restarting. As I've written Exomyth. Iron Tomb or Omega. What is that? I actually don't know what that symbol is, but I'm gonna assume Omega. Experimental progress 99%. go all the way to the beginning. Ooh, the Lord of Silence. Pokemon. A single variable was enough to change the course of the IPC, the family, or the Ancient Alliance down another path. This is like recent history, right? So if Pokemon had seen what was going on, she would have stopped it, basically. So this is all stuff before the endless cycle. I wish I wasn't so close to falling asleep, so I'd be able to read this faster. So this was all like organic, this was inorganic, this is humans now. It says it at the top, but like I'm like reading the experimental archive here. Memory inheritance mechanisms were added to the 12 factors electric signal. So like this was when Emphorius, we started like taking the memories of the previous world and bringing it into the new world. After 10 cycles, so there are 12 factors, but 3 broke down and 9 showed decreased humanity. The only prophet, Signal Emora 8, established an empire of absolute beauty. That's like Idrilla. Once ugliness was eradicated, the concept of beauty shrank infinitesimally. The last night after killing the final ugliness took their own life. It's kind of like the Titans themselves, or the Aeons themselves, not the Titans. Wow, the cycle can actually be forcibly terminated. That's interesting. intrusion variables. Okay. Alright, let's keep on going. We actually are almost at the end because we finished all the human stuff. Just read this and then the eternal recurrence, and then we're at the end. Now the whole core flame thing is just like to induce rivalry and competition. At its core, it was not a physical entity, but the visual effect within the simulated world of the destruction equation's infection. In one long cycle, after the system extent of chaos passed the threshold, the equation mutated and evolved. Infected data forms also bore similar signs in erosion. Nice, those are 5 parts. We knew about that. We actually combined them all in Crassus Crimnos. Calypso, yep, you know that. And then the other one is Pollux, I'm assuming. So this is like Nikos, Nikador. It is now merged with Iron Tomb, trying to destroy itself through destruction to create a logical vulnerability. So, no idea what affiliate is, but desire, huh? So this must be, let's see. As a simulated path of elation and walks into self-erasure once reaching its end. So maybe this is history fictionologist, mythos, The enigmata. That's what the word I was looking for. Death? What is death supposed to be? Equilibrium? Okay. Are there even 12 titans? Are there 12 paths normally? So this is erudition. Schema. Oh, and these are the what's it called? Hatred, the unknown, I guess. Desire, peace, critique. And that's actually all we have right now. Okay, so philia is, well, I guess philia is probably like love, right? Because that's what it would be in the Greek. And what is the love aeon? Would that be beauty? Possibly. Maybe it's its own thing. I don't know. Nikos wield the power of destruction to erase philia from existence and Amphorius, introducing a logic break in the track of time, and then infuse the catalyst with remembrance within the 12 core flames to regress the extrapolation progress. Born from the imaginations of Nikos and philia. So Nikos is actually Phynon or Kozlana. Philia is Cyrene's original name, or like programming name. And unfortunately, we're not allowed to rename our characters. Otherwise, I would totally go with that. The image's resemblance to Trailblazer is striking. Is it? It looks nothing like me. Ripples of past reverie. Do I know what that does? That mean something to me? Is that a Cyrene thing? I feel like that's a Cyrene thing. Oh yeah, because Cyrene wasn't a time person. And all those other infinite times, Phynon just took the core flame of time every time. Override command to authorize granted access to me. I'll be waiting for you in the past. Who's this giving this day? Is that Ligus? Permanence. I forgot about permanence. Subject has exited Amphorius. Alright. So we're all caught up with everything that's ever happened here. And now it's no longer a book, but rather this thing. 13 Flame Chasers paths? Oh, like myself, I guess? Am I supposed to be one of these? Terravox, Evie, Serdra. Why is Serdra's path even lit up at all? Why is Terravox lit up? Why is Evie lit up? Yeah, I think we should be friends. Okay. Oh. I like that. Yeah, I'm not doing all that tonight. I'll do that on my own time.
Wake up! Wake up! Buddy! Wake up! You're finally awake. That's a relief. We were so close to being swept away by the reverse flow of time. It's lucky we found a safe place. Now, I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But before we part, there's something I need to tell you. Something very, very important. That's right! At this very moment, my memories are finally whole. After watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus, little by little. You're smart. You must have a clue now. Or maybe...
You knew the answer long ago, didn't you?
Ripples of the
Not
past forever.
surprised at all. That's because I'm simple at heart. No matter what form I take, I've always been true to myself. But I'm glad that I remembered in the end. This way, I'll have no regrets. Don't worry. We're not truly parting. Because I'm going to become a part of you. I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,550,336th Flame Chase journey. And forever reside in the heart of the Time Demigod. This way, you'll carry all that has come before, crossing time itself to reach the next cycle. My mission ends here, but looking back, I still feel lucky. across 30 million Sirenes. I was the first, and the only one who got to finally meet you. So, believe me, in the next cycle, there will be another Sirene waiting for you. And in the one after that, and the one after that.
Wait, what? No, the next one's supposed to be the last one.
Always be waiting.
There's no one after that and one after that.
Saying all that, it can finally fade away in peace and become a part of you. Without even realizing it, we'd already taken a wonderful journey together, all the way to the world's end. Now take my hand, say a brief farewell, and step forward into tomorrow.
Yesterday, but
Go.
sure.
Find the future Sirene and set out on another journey with her. Promise me you won't keep me waiting too long, okay? No need to say it out loud. This is enough for me. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your trailblazing journey always be accompanied by a cool breeze and rippling waves. And may the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff, forever warm, forever gentle.
Please give me control of my character.
Let's turn to the next page. A page that exists because of you. Is this a meeting ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion?
So, what just happened? Am I like... What story part am I in now? Alright, I just finished... Before... Okay, so I finished the story then. So now I'm in 3.5. Before their deaths, because I finished the sun is set to die, and I have all these extra new side quests to do. All right, great, we did it. We should set up a team. So if we're gonna have Sirene, right? Yeah, this looks reasonable. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the case, but I'm hoping that I get access to my super trace. Nope, I don't. I had to like really beat the story, like all the way through. But you know, the whole talk about, oh, I'm going to become a part of you when you go back to the beginning and whatnot, that would have been a good segue for what's it called? I'm gonna, you know what, actually, Tuscany looks pretty good with Sirene. I was gonna switch to Bubbles, but this also works. Well, I get a new map, but I'm probably going to not really worry too much about going through this map because I don't want to accidentally trigger the cutscene. And I guess I could just like avoid walking into just this one area here, so I can still get like the other treasure chests and whatnot.
treasures, please share them with me.
Oops. Golden scapegoat. Treasure chest. Doesn't look like there are many, if any, NPCs in this area. Okay, there are NPCs here. Oh. Waffles here? Wait, aren't you gonna go back in time? I did not expect to see you here. Well, this is actually the beginning of time, so no, we're not. I did not see Barthol's coming. No achievement for gathering my thoughts at the ocean? That surprised me. No achievement for fishing?
Any treasures, please share them with me.
It's interesting that that there are these around, the little purple technique point restorers. If you look in like Akama, those are not around. Like, there might be one in the entire city. Usually you only get a bunch of techniques things or lying around when you're expected to like have combat in the area at some point.
If you find any treasures,
Like where it's not a safe zone, so to speak. I have a big square. And some tiny squares.
I knew something like this couldn't stop you.
This game is so quick to like
Those lovely
try
skeletons
to
hiding.
give you a hint. Like take away the interest for it. Back at the original area. Take this path that I haven't taken before that leads to the exact same place. Just in case there's like a nymph waiting there or something. At the end of the map? No, there's a door here. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to go through that door. Nope, I was allowed to go through the door. Going that way leads us towards the ferry area, which I'm sure we'll do in the story. We need to end on the blue. Do we need to end on the blue? What do we need to end on? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it ends on the yellow. I need to end on the yellow though. I need to like go through the blue at some point. messed up. Oh, I need to... Another Barthlos. Oh, and this time he's actually going to go away? I'm gonna use my time powers. Why'd you fly away this time and not the previous time? Of course they should change it, but it depends on... Because, like, if they pick the right one, even if it's unlikely, like, it's... Because this is the classic Monty Hall problem, right? Like, you're likely to choose the wrong one, because there's 3 boxes, one of them has the right thing in it, 2 of them have the wrong thing in it, so you're very likely to have chosen the wrong thing. But that assumes that the, like, host doesn't just, like, automatically always just say, like, oh yeah, you guessed it first try, good job, and, like, always offers something different. He could actually game the system and just say, oh, nope, you lose, sorry, if you choose the wrong one, and then say, hey, do you want to swap? If you choose the right one, if you don't catch on to it, then you could just always lose. I'll say, of course, you should change it, but, like, really, you should just go with your gut. I did take a long time thinking it over. Ooh, you give me 3 treasure chests? No, just, oh, okay. 5 stellar jades? Nothing?
Where
Oh.
might those lovely stellar jades
Oh,
be
thank
hiding?
you. I got 15 stellar jades? Thank you, Barthlos. That's not how I expected that to play out. Do you normally get 5 from a basic treasure? I think you normally get 5. You get 20 from the big treasure, or the medium treasure. I'm sure this area is story important.
Where might those lovely stellar jades be hiding?
How'd we do? Missed 5 treasure chests. Small area for us to have done that. Oh, I guess this is part of the same area. This is just one map, I guess. And there are only 10 total nymphs here. We're actually allowed into this area. That's so surprising. There are so many NPCs to talk to in this area. Yeah, you normally get 5 for a regular treasure chest. I thought I was literally supposed to be chasing butterflies. It wouldn't be the first time that an RPG has told me to chase butterflies in a giant tree. Final Fantasy X does this, actually as part of unlocking one of the ultimate weapons. Of course, because I've always been so far behind on the story, we've already completed the restaurant mission. That's awful. That's also awful. Such a tiny area to actually end up going through. I was gonna just like trust that the symmetry works out eventually. I don't think the symmetry works out here. Let's try with these other pieces first and hope that the symmetry works out. It's just gonna stick out so hard. Like, I guess I could just like make these other shapes over here kind of just negate each other. Like, this almost works. Like, maybe I should make like a spiral of some sort. Just get rid of that altogether. And then just like this, and then like this, and that's also kind of close, but not quite what I'm looking for. Like, so eventually just has to be just flat over something, because it doesn't work otherwise. It's just a matter of like flat that way. Off by so little. Oh, that's kind of promising. Oh, so ugly. Like, I can't have anything jutting out like that. We don't have the proper pieces for a jut out. Like, that's already too perfect, because I can't do anything else there. I actually have to like make this shape reflected over here in order to make this go away. I feel like the biggest issue is like this square here. I can't really just like make a square. I'd have to be offset some kind of way, like this. But then I need to like get rid of that space some kind of way. So if it were offset maybe the opposite direction. Like almost there too. Let's try a strategy where we just cut out everything we don't need every time we don't need it. So like, how do we get rid of this extra triangle over here? It's actually not really a good way of doing that. So that can't be the solution. What if it were like here instead? This is just symmetry. And there's still no way, good way of getting rid of that. I don't think this is the first move. Oh, so close. I can get the complete opposite of this area. And also it makes a nice little cube. Alright, maybe I need to not try to hit these corners. Maybe I need to do something really weird. Like, there's nothing that goes against this line once it's sticking out there. So like, that can't be a solution. Like, this has to be against this wall in some way. And then the only way to get rid of that is to basically do this. So there's not really a way to get rid of that either. You can put this down here. Then this needs to be here, basically. But then still nothing. But I'm pretty sure that this has to go against this. Because there's no other shape that can even cover that area. Well, like, this would cover that area. It still makes this diamond that I can't get rid of. Make it another pyramid. This is kind of close. It only feels close, but it's still not very not close. We're gonna try for another until 2:30. Made an arrow pointing downwards. I've never made that pattern before, so maybe this is like a new thing that's on the right track. Probably not, because there's no way to get these flats going. To get rid of the flats. So that's just a dead end. But like, what if I intentionally didn't have the flats to get rid of, and instead did these like that? Still no way to get rid of this flat over here. What if I put this over here? Can't get rid of this triangle over here anymore. Let's do maybe something weirder. There's only one flat this side. And is there even anything that I can do to make another flat wall over there? I don't think there is. So I think that no matter what, this has to go like last. And then how do I get rid of this thing at the bottom? You don't. Right, there's, I guess if I used 3 things that end in a point. Nope, no, there's no way to get rid of that. So it goes on it goes last, but it doesn't go in this spot. Maybe it goes in. Nope. I have to just trust the process, I guess. Because if I can make these 3 objects make just a triangle pointing to the right, then that's actually exactly what I need. That makes a triangle pointing down, so let's actually like try that. Or triangle pointing up, I guess. there's too much to get rid of. Like all these extra edges on the side. Might hit our second stump for the series. The first one was the Grove, where I gave up at the end of the stream and then came back at the start of the next one to finish it. Or maybe, I think that I started it, gave up, went on to the story, and then came back later on in the story and finished it. Like it's so cursed because like there's no way to get rid of this. Oh, except there is a way to get rid of that.
I knew something like this couldn't stop you.
I had actually already given up. Like I was going on about how the last one didn't work. No. I thought it was going to stop me from doing that. Where am I now? My mailbox? Why do I have a mailbox here? I really hope I don't have to do these in order. I'm never gonna remember what goes where.
Ta-da! If you find any treasures, please share them with me.
Like, I'm never gonna be able to do 8 in a row. Alright, back at the start of the zone. There's only 2 more treasure chests left. more treasure chest left. I like how I did the story in order to get more stuff to do off stream, but I'm going to finish it on stream now because there's only one treasure chest left. One more treasure chest and one more nymph. I hear the treasure chest, even though my volume's low. Is it time to bring out Numby again? Can't believe there's nothing to investigate in the giant harvest at the center. I think I've gotten 6 so far. I feel like I've hit every single bell in town. Okay, I clearly haven't hit every single bell in town. Okay, that was the last one. I only needed 7. Oh, yep. That makes sense. Alright. And the last nymph is probably also there too. Right? Yep, tree next to the swing, enjoy the childhood dream. Alright, well, I guess that ends the stream then. If that's going to be where the last treasure chest and nymph are. Let's see. We'll probably play more of this throughout the week. We're gonna alternate between this and Kirby Air Riders. The story's gotten pretty good at this point. If I had made that clear from my enjoyment of watching it and the 3.5 hours of playing it. I guess it was only like 2.5 hours of playing it and 1 hour of exploring this new area. 40 minutes of exploring the new area, 20 minutes of doing one puzzle. There aren't even more treasures or quests or puzzles to do anymore because I got them all. But I'll be able to talk to NPCs and whatnot. Yeah, we'll be back with more of this as time goes on. You'll probably see another stream of this before the end of the week. If you enjoyed today's stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. We will do polls at the beginning of next stream, I believe. Because I just realized that we are at... It's 27? Yeah, 27 standards. So that means we could do a 10 poll, or we could do two 10 polls. And I'm pretty sure that I'm at pity as well. But I don't want to bury my polls at the end of a 3.5 hour stream. Especially since this is probably going to be like nice and exciting. Okay, so I'm at almost 60 pity. 55, 56 pity, so 76. Technically, I could not get a 5-star next time. So maybe I'll wait until I have 30 standard pulls, which is like 3 weeks from now. Also, by the way, new banners came out. Finon with Cypher and Maide. Really tempted to pull the Cypher E1. Cypher is definitely going to be in my long-term plans. What is that? 50, so 88, 92 and a half crit rate. Could be a little bit better. Her E1's pretty nice. Gives her more damage. Increases her tally, which is kind of her whole purpose. E2 makes her really a debuffer. 30% vulnerability. So 30% vulnerability plus her regular trace, which is 40% vulnerability. Plus her light cone, which is 24% defense down. Alright. Not gonna get too distracted though. We gotta wrap it up. Don't want to ramble until 3 a.m. So we'll be streaming more throughout the week. Kirby Air Riders, Star Rail, maybe some Unite this weekend, maybe not, who knows. But like I said, if you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye.